millions of years ago. We've walked upon it, farmed it, built our homes, believing it was calm, still, and nurturing, a gentle mother holding us in her silent embrace. But what if Earth itself were alive, breathing, raging, and sometimes taking revenge? In a single instant, everything can change. An entire city can vanish. Streets can split open. Buildings can crumble like paper. No warning, no signal. Just seconds separating life from destruction. These are earthquakes. Earth's furious messages. Reminding us that we are not the masters of this planet, but mere guests upon its restless surface. In this episode of Nature Force, we'll travel through time and across continents to uncover the true story behind the most powerful earthquakes ever recorded. We'll explore how they are born deep within the Earth, and how they forever reshaped our world. From the Chilean earthquake, the strongest in history, to the one that made our planet spin faster. From tsunamis that swallowed coastlines, to survival stories that border on miracles. Fasten your seatbelt, because the journey to the heart of the Earth begins now. Right beneath our feet, deep below the surface, tens of kilometers down, a silent battle is raging. Unseen, unheard, massive slabs of Earth's crust slowly move, collide, and slide past one another. These plates, like giant pieces of a global puzzle, cover the entire surface of our planet, creeping forward only a few centimeters each year. Painfully slow, yet unstoppable. Over time, immense energy builds up along their borders. Rocks press, crack, and grind against each other, resisting until they can't anymore. And when the pressure becomes too much, that energy explodes in a single moment, as if the Earth itself screams, "Enough!" Quote, that scream is what we call an earthquake. Waves of energy travel from deep within the planet toward the surface, shaking everything in their path. Mountains, buildings, even oceans. Scientists call the underground starting point the focus, the spot where those waves begin to spread. The place on the surface directly above it is known as the epicenter. Some earthquakes are tiny, barely noticeable tremors, but others can unleash the energy of thousands of nuclear bombs in just one instant. Did you know the most powerful earthquake ever recorded released energy equivalent to 2,000 Hiroshima bombs? We'll talk about that one soon. But it wasn't the only one to reshape our planet. Earthquakes aren't just vibrations. They are the heartbeat of the Earth, reminding us that this world is still alive, breathing, and moving. Throughout history, our planet has witnessed thousands of earthquakes, but some were not just natural disasters. They were turning points that reshaped the Earth and changed history forever. On May 22, 1960, the people of Valdivia, Chile, were living an ordinary day, until 3:14 p.m. The ground began to shake, with a force they had never felt before. Buildings collapsed, roads split open, and people ran in every direction. The shaking lasted for more than 10 minutes. 10 endless minutes of hell on Earth. It reached a magnitude of 9.5, making it the most powerful earthquake ever recorded. But the disaster didn't stop in Chile. It sent tsunami waves racing across the Pacific Ocean, reaching Hawaii, Japan, and the Philippines. In some areas, waves rose as high as 25 meters, pushing massive ships deep into the cities. Over 1,600 people were killed, and hundreds of thousands were left homeless. Even today, they say the Earth still remembers the Great Chilean Cry. More than 50 years later, The planet reminded us of its power once again. On March 11, 2011, Japan, the country most prepared for earthquakes, faced one of the darkest days in its modern history. The quake struck off the coast of Honshu Island, measuring 9.1 on the Richter scale, and lasted for over 6 minutes. The ground shook, but the sea struck back. Minutes later, massive tsunami waves formed, some towering over 40 meters, and rushed inland at 800 kilometers per hour. Entire cities were swallowed by the sea. Cars and homes swept away like toys. Then came an even greater catastrophe. The waves struck the Fukushima nuclear plant, triggering the worst nuclear disaster since Chernobyl. Over 18,000 lives were lost, and thousands more remain missing. The Japanese called it the day the sea changed. But the Earth's fury didn't end in the past. On February 6, 2023, Turkey and Syria woke up to one of the most devastating disasters of the 21st century. A 7.8 magnitude quake struck the region, followed by dozens of powerful aftershocks, destroying entire cities like Antakya and Gaziantep. It was a cold night. People were asleep. In seconds, thousands of buildings collapsed, burying over 50,000 lives beneath the rubble. Scenes of crying, chaos, cold, and darkness left the world in shock, speechless before nature's unstoppable power. It wasn't the strongest earthquake by numbers, but it was among the most destructive and tragic of our century. From Chile to Japan to Turkey, humanity learned once again that the Earth doesn't belong to us, and what we build in centuries can vanish in seconds. Despite all our technology, earthquakes remain a mystery we still cannot predict. When we feel the ground shaking beneath our feet, we think the earthquake is over. But in reality, some quakes are so powerful, they can actually change how the Earth itself spins. Yes, what you're about to hear is completely true. The 2011 Japan earthquake, with a magnitude of 9.1, was so intense it shifted the Earth's axis by 17 centimeters. Imagine our planet like a spinning ball, and suddenly, someone throws a giant rock against one side. The ball doesn't stop, but it wobbles. That's exactly what happened to Earth. As a result, the length of a day became shorter by 1.8 milliseconds, a tiny fraction of a second. Yet proof that earthquakes aren't just surface vibrations, but forces powerful enough to alter the balance of an entire planet. Massive quakes also reshape the oceans. When the seafloor suddenly moves, it displaces unimaginable amounts of water, creating enormous waves called tsunamis. These waves can travel across entire oceans, reaching other continents within just a few hours. In 2004, after a 9.1 earthquake struck off Indonesia, tsunami waves reached the eastern coast of Africa, half a world away. A force that can move both earth and ocean at once. That is the true face of an earthquake. The untamed power of nature itself. With every mighty tremor, our planet reminds us how fragile its balance really is, and how even time itself can change in just 1 second. After all this, after thousands of years of quakes, storms, and eruptions, humanity asks a simple question. Does the Earth hate us? Or are we the ones who have exhausted her? For centuries, we've dug into her depths, torn down her forests, poisoned her skies, forgetting that she was never made to be drained, but to be respected. And yet, the Earth never stopped giving. She grows for us, nourishes us, gives us life every single day. But when she gets angry, her anger is not vengeance. but a fierce reminder of our limits. Every time the world shakes, we see faces rising from the rubble, hands searching for life among the ruins, and hearts praying in silence, because the greatest force in nature is not the earthquake, nor the volcano, but humanity's ability to rise again. Perhaps this is Earth's message to us: to live humbly, to respect her, to protect her balance, for no matter how far our science and technology go, Earth remains the greatest teacher, and the harshest reminder that survival is not a right, but a gift. In the end, the Earth remains a great mother. She gets angry, yes, but she never abandons us. We just have to listen before she screams again. Nature's force. When the Earth speaks,